Good day, Ranger Nation. Welcome back to Rangers Ready Go. Don't freak out. I assure you, I am still the same swordsman. Just 40 pounds lighter, long hair, and a hole in my lip. Anyway, the show must go on. I'm very sorry that I haven't been doing a whole lot the last 6 months. But given the world's state of affairs at the moment, I'm sure everyone can understand why. I actually would have been back a couple of months sooner if I hadn't done a little something like this. I couldn't talk properly for a couple of months. Eating, drinking, pretty much every day-to-day life activity that I'm normally used to was a challenge for a while. But it's fairly healed, and I'm confident enough that I'm talking well enough to come back to you and give you guys some more content. So, today I'm going to review an item that came out a couple of years back before Hasbro's acquisition of the Power Rangers franchise. And it's also an item that I wanted ever since I was a little kid, but for various reasons. I just didn't end up getting one. I mean, obviously when I was a kid I did end up getting an original 93 morpher, which I promptly broke and or lost. And then a couple years later after that, I wanted the Zeo morpher, and it's somehow, for some reason, it just ended up passing me by. And then a year after that, I ended up getting my Mega Ranger or in-space morphers, which the morpher and the battleizer, which I love to death, and I still have to this day right up here, the original 96 in-space morphers. Absolutely love them. They still work perfectly. A little bit of minor paint wear, but nothing that can't be fixed. But today, we're going to take a look at the Legacy Collection Power Rangers Zeo Zeonizer morpher. That's a mouthful. So, let's take a look at it. And here we have the Legacy Collection Power Rangers Zeo Zeonizer morpher. I've always wanted one of these when I was a kid, but never got a chance to get the original for whatever reason. But does come in very, very nice packaging, I think. Very, very nice packaging. I ordered mine from eBay, and unfortunately, the box came a little bit damaged. I'm not going to worry too much about that, but it's got the nice 25th anniversary seal for Power Rangers on there. Nice. Bandai, of course, 15 plus ages up. I mean, I really like the box. I mean, that's sleek and sexy. That's really cool. Now on the back we have a nice picture of Tommy, aka JDF, Red Zeo Ranger. The story. Created by Zordon of Eltar, the Zeonizers utilize the power of the legendary Zeo crystals to connect to the Morphin Grid and morph 5 heroes into the 5 Power Rangers Zeo. These wrist-mounted devices are used as an interlocking feature that also help to pilot the Zeozords. Go Go Power Rangers. Motion response, premium die-cast parts, air/sound effects, that's always cool. Light and sound FX for all 5 Rangers. That's where I have a problem. So, let's get this fully started, shall we? Now, one thing good I definitely have to say about the Zeonizer morpher, the Legacy version. I'm not quite sure if they had it when I was a kid, like the original version of the morpher, but the straps actually are adult-sized. Thank you. Now, Bandai's made a lot of screw-ups, but when it comes to their morphers, usually they're pretty good at making it accurate size and accurate functions. Old school Bandai of America, anyway. New school Bandai of America, starting with Power Rangers Samurai. Boy, did they mess up bad. Everything was tiny, miniaturized. My God, was it terrible. Everything was for kids. I mean, Bandai would have and should have known that Power Ranger fans are going to grow up with the series. Adult fans are not going to want to collect child-sized toys. So making them exclusively child-sized is alienating the majority of the Power Ranger fan base. Because the majority of the Power Ranger fan base, believe it or not, are adults, not children. Children enjoy it. Yes, true. It's not the same as it used to be. And a lot of parents nowadays, yeah, they can watch Power Rangers with their kids and enjoy, while the kids enjoy it, the adults aren't enjoying it. It's because they've dumbed it down for kids. It's not... That's one of the main reasons why I stopped reviewing the episodes of the show. I just can't take it anymore. I'll watch it. I'll watch an episode if it's intriguing, or a series if it interests me. Now I know the next upcoming series after Beast Morphers, they're adapting Ryu Soldier already, which again, way too soon for another Dino series. Don't get me wrong, I love the Dino series. The Dino series are my favorite series. They are the best. But it's too soon for another one. It just seems to me like now, like they're just doing it for cash grab because kids like dinosaurs. I get that because I liked dinosaurs as a kid. I still like dinosaurs as an adult. Regardless, the final nail in the coffin for me was with Dino Charge, and when I saw what they did to the Zuden Sentai Kyoryuger Gabble Revolver when it came here to America, and we called it Dino Charge, and we called the morpher the Dino Charge morpher. It got significantly smaller, missing features, missing functions. The batteries were puny and small. Everything was just child-sized. Made no sense. But these, even though it's for the Legacy Collection, which I understand the Legacy Collection from Bandai for the Power Rangers franchise, everything was supposed to be a 1-to-1 scale. Everything was supposed to be perfect screen-accurate size. Weight and functionality, however, is a different story, because I'm fairly sure these are pretty lightweight. I'm fairly sure in reality these would be heavier. And take for instance the Legacy Collection Dragon Dagger. The thing's made of 14 karat gold and die cast. The thing is massively heavy, way heavier than it needs to be for a practical cosplay, because it'll just weigh you down. It'll weigh down your belt. It'll pull on the spandex. Everything will look. It'll just look terrible. I mean, yeah, it looks great, but when using it practically with the cosplay, it doesn't work. So while these are lightweight, you figure they would be heavier. I'm glad that they're not, because they have the adult size straps and they're lightweight, perfect for cosplay. Now, let's go ahead and just get on to the appearance of them. They look beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Just like they should in the show. I kind of wish that the silver, or this grayish silver, would be a little bit more of a chrome, like a shiny silver, instead of just. I mean, it's silver, you can tell, yeah, but it still has that like flat matte kind of finish to it, which is just a little bit off-putting. But on this one, though, on this side for the Zeo Crystal, that's got a shiny chrome silver. Why doesn't this? Is the shiny chrome silver paint too expensive? They can only afford to do one part of the morpher, not both. Whatever. All right. Well, again, plus that they are adult size straps and they are lightweight and they are fairly, I'd say 95% accurate appearance-wise to the show. Now, functionality. The Zeo Crystal is nice. I do like this. However, when I first got this item, and I got it out of the box that it was shipped in, and I unboxed it to put batteries in it and make sure everything was tested and working, I noticed that the Zeo Crystal was removable right off the bat. It was removable, replaceable, that kind of thing. And it was in the show too. However, when I tried to remove it, I noticed there was a small clip that goes right here. A small, thin, red plastic clip, like a little flap, that was right there, that helped to clip into this to hold it in place. Now, my question is, why did it need that? Because when I went to remove it, it broke. The tiny little plastic red piece on the inside of there broke. I was upset at first, but then I realized, why do I care? It was pointless. It was useless. You didn't even need it, because it still snaps and locks into place perfectly fine even without that little plastic clip. So what was the point of that? I really don't know. It was just kind of wasted plastic and made me think I broke my new collector's item, which I kind of still did, but it doesn't affect it appearance-wise or functionality-wise. It just doesn't affect it. So not a big deal. I'm not mad about it. Life goes on. So functionality-wise, the on-off switch to this, there's only lights in power in this right here. There's nothing in this. This is false. The only functionality to this is the wrist strap and the Zeo crystal itself. That's it. All the electronics, the batteries, are in here. Now, the on-off switch is on the back underneath the middle part of the strap. You flip it on. You get an on indication and some lights. And as you move it around, as the back of the package said air slashing sounds. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, considering, I mean, yeah, the Rangers would sometimes have their morphers on their wrists. Well, in Shoriki Sentai's, in O-Ranger, the Japanese version of this series, they pretty much always wore their morphers and their civilian suits all the time. Of course, in Power Rangers, they don't call on the morphers, they don't summon the morphers until they need them. Obviously, to blend into society better. They went with that whole thing. But in Super Sentai, they really don't care if the normal, common people know that they are superheroes. I mean, why hide it? And half the time in Super Sentai, they're part of some kind of a task force or a police force or a government organization or something, and no one knows who they themselves are really anyway. It's not like they have any identities to hide, any secrets to hide. But regardless, the air punch slashing sounds, I get why they have them on here, but they're just not necessary. Because obviously in Zeo and O-Ranger, when the Rangers morph into the Ranger form, the morphers disappear. The morphers are no longer on their wrists. And that happens in several series, not all series, but that happens in several series, to where the morpher will just magically just disappear after they're morphed. So therefore, having punch, kick, slash air sounds for a morpher, again, I get why they added it, because it's a feature that they could add, and it's another draw point for some, but I think it's a little unnecessary and a little tacky. All right, so I'm gonna slap this thing back on my wrist. Give me one moment. Again, so happy for the adult size straps. Now this thing's gonna continue making noise. All right. To morph, obviously, they would do a complicated hand and arm gesture, waving the morphers around, and then they would connect, and they would morph. Now, I'm not going to even try to attempt that, because I couldn't even do it properly when I was a kid, so I'm not even going to try to do it properly now, especially considering I'm sitting down in a cramped corner with all of my collectibles. But essentially, this little switch here is to connect and lock with this red plate switch here, and both the crystal and the plate, the front plate on the Zeonizer here, are going to activate. They're going to flip, make sounds, and activate the morphing sequence. Like that. Now, while those sound effects are cool, and the activation and everything is just like the shows, works just like it should, the morphing sequence sound was fine too, exactly like how it should be in the show, from the show. What I had a problem with, as you could hear,
Zero Ranger 5, red! It's morphin' time!
that's the problem I have with this. Now I'm gonna stop that so I don't get copyright flagged, but We don't want the Rangers talking on our morphers. Why is this a continued feature that you continue to put in your toys? I can't talk directly to Bandai anymore because they don't own the rights anymore. But Hasbro, I'm talking to you now. Why the hell do you continue to make morphers that talk to people? The morphers don't talk, okay? Unless it's the Gosei morpher from Megaforce, which, yeah, that can talk, or at least Gosei talks through it. When the toy says Zeo Ranger 5 Red, that just irks me. I'm supposed to say that, not the toy. Where's the role play involved in that? Why do they think kids are going to want that? That's unimmersive as hell. Don't get me wrong, I love this. Like I said, I wanted a Zeonizer morpher since I was a kid, since the show originally came out, back in '95. And I will continue collecting the morphers of my favorite Rangers. That's just what I do. I love the morphers. I love cosplaying as my favorite Rangers. But at this point, I thank cosplay prop makers for making certain props that work better with cosplay than the toys, the collectible toys that we can buy from the official, licensed rights owners. I mean, this is... If they had just removed the whole Zeo Ranger 5 Red or Zeo Ranger, 3 Blue, would have been fine. Yeah, and it gives off a little indication noise when you leave it on for too long. A little bit annoying, if you ask me, but they do that, obviously, so you don't drain your battery power. All in all, guys, if you want the Legacy Zeonizer, go for it, because it looks great behind a glass case. It looks great for a cosplay. I mean, obviously, you don't wear the Zeonizer with a Zeo Ranger costume because the morpher disappears when they morph. But if you were doing a Zeo or an O-Ranger civilian cosplay, these are absolutely perfect. And again, appearance, detail, and functionality, everything works as it should. But still a couple of things they could have got better, like better paint, better chrome silver paint here. The clip that broke off of this originally wasn't necessary because it holds the crystalline just fine the way it is, the way it's designed. So that was just a design flaw, waste of plastic. And hearing the Rangers' voices talk through the toy, I want that to stop so badly. So badly do I want that to stop. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up here, guys. It's actually still pretty early in the morning on Monday. I think it's only like 7:30 in the morning, so I got a lot to do ahead of me today. And I do apologize in advance if my videos won't be coming as regularly as they used to, but at this point, I think I'm going to focus on quality over quantity. So, but stay tuned. I do have a couple other things that I plan on recording this week, and I'll probably have them uploaded within the next month or two. I think I'm going to limit myself to 1 or 2 videos a month at this point, guys, because I am very busy, and I'm trying to balance everything as well as I can with the current living situation that we're all having to face at the moment. I'm not even going to go through that because so many other people and YouTubers have. So until next time, guys, I'm the Swordsman. This is Rangers Ready Go, and you guys have yourselves a fantastic day.